What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers are linked to Giannis Antetokounmpo. A lot of talks, a lot of rumors going around that like, hey, Giannis to the Lakers is a very real thing and a very real possibility. Last night, Giannis ended up having a calf strain, which looked scary at first because, there's no non-contact or no contact type of injuries. Always a little concerning, especially in that calf area, especially we've seen so many guys tear their Achilles. So, that might have been the last game we saw of Giannis in a Bucks jersey. A lot of talks about him kind of committed to this season, but we got update. We're getting constant updated reports. There's a bunch updated. By the time this video actually posts, there's probably going to be several more updated posts, right? So we'll see how this all plays out. But there's a lot of talk that Giannis and his agent are supposed to sit with the Milwaukee Bucks, talk about a trade. Supposedly already requested a trade in the offseason. Doc Rivers said that that didn't happen. That straight from the source type thing. But what is Doc Rivers going to say? Yeah, Giannis wants out. Sorry, guys. No, he's got to show face. Doc Rivers saying what it saves face for the Bucks is not something that I really buy into. Again, did he actually request a trade in the offseason? Maybe not, but it feels like it's coming to an end. Regardless, whether he did that or not, it's irrelevant. It feels like he's coming to an end. There's been a lot of talks about him being linked to a big market team, the Knicks, the Lakers, stuff like that. In the offseason, the Knicks were the team that kind of was the front runner, right? Supposedly, Giannis wanted to go to the Knicks. Talked about that in various videos. But we recently got the reports that hey, basically confirming that in the offseason, a lot of people are taking it that Brian Windhorst said that he only wanted to go to the Knicks. It's not even what Brian Windhorst said. He said about said, right? So what does that mean? Does that mean he was hey, my preferred destination is the Knicks? Again, there's a lot of things that your players all the time, my preferred destination is this, right? But Giannis is, he has a lot of power. And even the reports that have came out, again, have all stated that Giannis is going to go to where he wants, wherever that is. If it's the Lakers, he's going to Lakers. If he wants to go to the Knicks, it's going to be the Knicks. If he wants whatever it is, right, he's going to end up going to where he wants to. Well, let's say it is the Knicks, right? Let's say Giannis wants to go to the New York Knicks. If you're Milwaukee, right, supposedly the Bucks want nothing to do with a Karl Anthony Towns. That they do not want Karl Anthony Towns in any type of trades. You're talking OG and Mikal Bridges are supposedly, again, based on the reports, the two guys that Milwaukee wants. You know what two guys would be perfect for the Lakers? Perfect for the Lakers? Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. What if instead of the Lakers going and trading for Giannis, you go try to acquire those two, right? I've seen some talks about hey, why don't we go and try to get OG in the trade? OG's making a lot of money. He's making almost $40 million, which is a lot of money. But he's exactly what this team needs. He's everything this team needs and then some, right? He's what we're hoping Adu Thero becomes a version of, right? You want to talk about, Aaron Gordon going to Jokic or something like that. OG, athletic, versatile, defensively, can score the basketball, put the ball in the hoop. He's playoff proven, all of it. Right? Mikal Bridges would just be seamless. You could solve your long-term. Problem is you'd probably have to trade Austin Reeves in that deal, right? Technically, you could tell Austin Reeves hey, just say you don't want to go to Milwaukee, right? Because that's the big problem regardless, even for a Giannis trade. If Austin Reeves doesn't want to go to Milwaukee, what do you do? Right now, you could go and tell Austin Reeves, hey, where do you want to go? And then go make a trade and get the assets and then package those assets to, a Milwaukee Bucks team, right? So you could do something like that to make that happen and make that work. You could do that for an OG and Mikal Bridges type trade. But OG and Mikal Bridges probably wouldn't cost you as much as, a Giannis. I'm not giving you a Giannis package for OG. I'm not giving you a Giannis package for Mikal Bridges, right? So even if you could just get one of them, that would be huge for the Lakers, especially if you could keep Austin Reeves. But if you're the Lakers and you can get both by giving up Austin Reeves, let's say Austin Reeves is willing to go to Milwaukee. If you're the Lakers, would you be willing to do that? Right? if you could turn Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, basically you'd have to basically trade everybody, right? Basically give the Giannis package that the Lakers have right now, which, isn't even really a Giannis package, right? Like, let's say you did Rui, because you'd have to basically give up essentially everybody to get that done, right? Because like I said, OG's making just under $40 million. Problem is Lakers also have to fill out a roster, right? So that kind of can make things complicated, right? But the other thing is too is like, does a trade even get done this season? Because Giannis has power now, but he'd have even more power in the offseason, right? Because there might be a team that goes like, man, we get a year and a half of Giannis, like, let's take a shot, right? But Giannis would have more power in the offseason. On top of that, it'd make things easier to match salaries and do all that other stuff in the offseason, right? Right now, it's hard for all these, like Milwaukee's under aprons, and, most of the teams that Giannis would want to go to are under aprons, right? So to me, I think it would probably be one of those situations where you probably don't get something like this done till the offseason, right? But then the question becomes like, okay, in the offseason, one, the Knicks might be more willing to, because like, let's say the Knicks lose in the second round or something like that. They might go like, screw it. Like, let's just take a chance on Giannis, right? Let's just give up what we have to. Brunson, Giannis, Karl Anthony Towns, right? Whatever we got to do, right? That's the idea. And then maybe then the Lakers kind of come in and swoop in on an OG and a Mikal Bridges when they'd have more cap space, they'd have more flexibility. If you needed to, you could sign and trade in Austin Reeves to go get the assets or whatever, to then go trade for those guys. Also, you'd have 3 firsts, you'd have more picks and assets to go get those other guys, to where then you can kind of do this 3-team trade where it's like, hey, Milwaukee, do you really want OG and Mikal Bridges? What are you going to do with them? Yeah, maybe they could argue, Ryan Rollins, Mikal Bridges, OG, Miles Turner, but chances are they're probably going to want to tear it down. They're probably going to want to trade guys and stuff, right? Like, if you're Milwaukee, you're probably best kind of tearing it down to the studs. They can't tank because they don't have any control of their picks or anything like that. So it's another kind of thing. So maybe they look at it as like Mikal Bridges and OG. But I just think if you're the Lakers, there'd be more avenues, maybe even keep Austin Reeves, but more avenues to go get something like that. Maybe you do a sign and trade for LeBron James, right? Like, let's say LeBron's like, hey, I just, I want to do one last run in Cleveland. I'm ready to go. It's going to be my final year. I'm going to do one run in Cleveland. Maybe you could go and trade LeBron to, the Cavs, maybe get an asset or two and that kind of thing, and then package that stuff to go get OG and Mikal Bridges, and then send some stuff like let's say a Darius Garland or something like that. Maybe you could get a Darius Garland in that type of trade, a sign and trade for LeBron, because they would have to give up some stuff. But like, let's say you could do a Darius Garland, for LeBron, and then you have the 3 firsts. Now you got Darius Garland 3 firsts plus whatever else to go get involved in that Giannis trade. You might even be able to keep Austin Reeves and then have like Luka, Austin Reeves, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and DeAndre Ayton. Probably the best team in basketball at that point. Seriously, you have 2 ideal 3-and-D wings for you. 2 guys that can self-create and aren't self-reliant on LeBron and Luka, but can play off ball well enough to where, Luka and Reeves, I think I said LeBron and Luka, but where Luka and Reeves can do their thing and create their stuff. But, those 2 wings can still do that. And then you still have DeAndre Ayton in the middle. Not a bad spot to be in if you're the Lakers. I'm just saying, right? Like, I don't hate it, right? So, realistically, again, I think it boils down to this offseason, you're probably not going to be able to get anything done, right? This deadline. You're probably not going to be able to get anything done in the Giannis front, right? Like, in the offseason with OG and everything else, yeah, I think you could. It really boils down to what kind of package in return is Milwaukee looking for, right? Like, what kind of yield do they want? Do they want a bunch of picks and assets and young players and stuff like that? Do they want maybe they want Mikal Bridges and OG, right? Because they're like I mentioned, Rollins or whatever, Rollins, Mikal, OG, Miles Turner. It's like, hey, maybe, we got, maybe go with a Gary Trent Jr., right? And that's like your starting five. And it's like, hey, maybe we can be pretty good and stay afloat and whatnot, right? Like, I don't know. Again, it boils down to what does Giannis want? What do the Bucks want? Right? And then what is the Knicks willing to give up? Right? Because what if the Knicks are like, no, we don't want to give up Bridges and OG. We'll give up one, but we don't want to give up the other. Right? So, okay, then, what if the Bucks are like, well, we don't want it. We don't want one. We don't want Karl Anthony Towns. So then maybe they have to go do it. Like, so again, like maybe there's a fourth team and now that gets looped in. I wouldn't want Karl Anthony Towns or anything like that personally. But so to me, it's just, there's a lot that's going to need to unfold. A lot that Giannis is going to have to come out and kind of be like, hey, this is what I want. If he wants to be a Knick, the Knicks will figure it out. Wants to be a Laker, Lakers will figure it out. But I think the Lakers should look to get into whatever type of trade potentially comes to fruition based on, the Giannis trade. I mean, even if it is some other trade that ends up happening, right? Like, let's say he goes to San Antonio, can you maybe get, pieces or whatever, right? Like, depending on, what that deal is, what that trade is. So, gonna be interesting. We'll see how this all plays out, right? Like, it's gonna be a roller coaster for sure. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass question you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you think, if you can't get Giannis, OG, Mikal Bridges, one, or if not both, is a great consolation prize? I have a feel either way. I love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.